So the FDA has the food pyramid. We have the integrated communications pyramid. It's not as tasty.
Oh, yes.
Oh, it is. Okay, it is. Peter's tried it. So I just wanted to recap. You're probably all aware of the things that fall under communications to us, but it's business development, and that is tracking leads, finding new jobs, going out and getting new projects, putting yourself in the position to get an RFP. There's marketing, which is proposals, interviews, your collateral materials, all the products that falls under marketing. And then public relations is then taking the next step forward and going out to the press, going out to online publications, doing speaking engagements, getting involved in professional organizations, your website, all those sorts of things. So they all tie together, and it's important to be consistent throughout all of those efforts. So in terms of public relations itself, a lot of people think that public relations is just media and press, and that's part of it. We see it as a little bit more holistic, but news items, you just want a new job, you just had someone to join your firm, that's all important. Project just finished. Editorial briefings, just a fancy word for meeting with editors. There are stories that you can do about a particular project. Obviously, that's what most people think about. You can also do a story about a particular trend. So if you've done 3 sustainable high schools, for example, you might want to package those together and do a story on a particular trend where you really excel. And now there's just so many different ways that you can communicate. I mean, the world is really just kind of blown open by the internet and by social media. Blogs, you can either start your own blog, and you really don't have to do more than, you could do 3 posts a month, for example. It doesn't have to be an everyday thing, unless you like to talk about yourself, and some people do. You could guest blog on someone else's blog. You could hold a press tour for one of your projects if you have a real exciting project and you think that it's worthy of media coming to it, and organize some people coming to tour the project. You can do profiles about people. And the image here that you see is that this is a Pinterest board. Does anybody here use Pinterest? Interested? One person? All right. 2 people, 3 people. Instagram. And those are more visually based, forms of social media that are becoming quite popular. And since you're in a visual field, you might consider using something like that. And they're really easy. I mean, you can pin a picture from your phone. They're quite easy to use. So that's anyway. These are some of your tools. The idea is the wider you cast your net, the greater the chance you have of catching fish. So you should think about doing things that encompass a lot of these different tools. So just like Peter said, it's all about strategy. When you do any kind of outreach, you want to make sure that you're tying into your business goals. So, for example, if office projects just walk in the door, but you really want to do museums, you might want to focus some of your outreach on trying to position yourself to get more of a museum project. But if you like office projects and you want to do more of those, then that should be the focus of your effort. I say use resources wisely because there are a lot of things that you can do, and you always want to make sure that you're focusing on the right effort. For example, social media is fun. It can take up a lot of time. And that may not be the right thing for you to spend all your time on. You might want to get one big project featured this year. That could be your focus. But you really need to plan before you start. And I'll echo Peter in that. It's really important to know what you're trying to accomplish. Start off the year maybe by saying, okay, this is the target publication we want to get in. This is the project that we have that's just going to be finishing, and it's a great project and everybody needs to know about it. So think about that before you start. If you try to do everything at once, it's going to be a little unfocused, and honestly, I don't think you'll have the results that you really want to get. And then lastly, be timely and relevant. Milestones for projects are really great times to talk about them when they're finishing, when you've gotten a project, when there's a groundbreaking. Those are, that's kind of the low-hanging fruit. Also, for example, you could tie it into something, imagine that's not inside your firm, but outside the firm. If you've done anything about resiliency or climate change, and Hurricane Sandy, we just passed the 1-year anniversary yesterday, and that's a really good time to look at things in the outside world that are occurring and how you might tie your efforts into those events.